What it do, baby? What go on, my G's? Y'all already know what the fuck going on. There's nothing I find more interesting than personal finance. You know, when you see athletes, they get these contracts. Not only does the public know about their contracts, like their earnings, like their monthly earnings or their yearly earnings, but obviously their teammates know how much they make. And I always wondered, like, what would it be like if you and I knew how much our employee or exactly how much our bosses were making? Wouldn't that make things a bit more transparent? Like, does your work ethic at work really match your pay? And does my pay really match my work ethic? I don't know, it's just interesting, I find that. But the motto for 2019-2020, anytime pretty much, is to stack and act broke. There, you have to get your bread and all the crumbs too. So to introduce a new segment to my channel, I figured I'd react to videos courtesy of Millennial Money from CNBC Make It. I first find it interesting how people spend their money. I just wanted to, you know, bring some financial awareness to the channel. Like for myself, like even my entire YouTube setup is very basic. I have a tripod, my phone case, and ring light when I use it sometimes, and that's it. I don't need no fancy studio or whatever, just me, my camera, and y'all.
I love you, bitch.
Oh my god.
I ain't gonna never stop loving you, bitch.
You know what I'm saying? So however many people watch this video. But yeah, so we got living on 1.6 million a year in Los Angeles. You know what's funny is, like, I'll talk after. Let's start the reaction, shall we? Okay, no long talk. Again, this is your home for edutainment. Subscribe, like it, the video, education, entertainment, the best of both worlds. You learn something, but most importantly, you'll be left laughing. No cap. Let's go.
I always believed that that I would be a millionaire, and I think originally my goal was like to try to hit that by 30. Ended up surpassing that by a decent amount. This is the moment. My name is Graham Stephan. I'm 29 years old. I make $1.6 million per year, and I live in Los Angeles, California. And welcome to, wait for it, Millennial Money.
You know what's funny is, like, a lot of men don't reach like their sexual or like their societal prime until like their late 20s, early 30s. That's like the prime of all men. Women from 18, they are desired, but a lot of men, you know, you're not gonna be living your best life until like late 20s, early 30s. Some people are lucky, they start making a lot of guap, a lot of dollars early on, but like, as a man, you know, it's hard out here. You have to do more than just have good looks. You gotta actually make solid income, you gotta do more than just like look good. You got to be able to provide just for, not only for yourself, or not only for your wife or your girl, but also your family. Especially like for myself, like, I'm the first kid of an immigrant family. That in itself says it all.
So I'm a full-time real estate agent, real estate investor, and YouTuber. Every day is gonna be a little bit different. Some days I'm gonna be out with clients showing properties, other days I'm gonna be planning YouTube videos, and some other days I'm going to be looking at properties for myself to invest in. My mortgage is just over $2,800 a month. The market value of the other unit next to me is about $2,500 a month. Then between the equity I get and the tax write-offs from using...
This man is so frugal, he rents out his own place to other people. Shit. Graham, bro. You know, there's a difference between broke and broke. I'm not trying to be broke. I'm trying to be the rich broke. The rich type of broke. Broque. B-R-O-Q-U-E.
Do you understand?
You know, stack and act broke. You gotta spend within your limits, so spend within your means. That's why, you know, I have the Every Dollar app. If you don't tell your money where to go, you'll always wonder where it went. No cap.
So I spend about $200 a month in groceries, and I do price shop between grocery stores. I'll kind of make the rounds and just stock up on whichever item is the cheapest at which store. Every morning I have my same 2 eggs.
Graham, how are you spending $200 on a gym membership? Or does that include personal training? $200 for a gym membership, bro? Sheesh. Okay, the mortgage is $2,800. insurance $340, transportation, I guess that's with the car, his Tesla that he pays $78 a month on. Miscellaneous, I guess that's like entertainment spending, utilities and Wi-Fi, $200. Credit cards. Me and credit cards have a bad history. You want to know how I got into $12,000 in credit card debt? Check out the video right there. I just use my debit card. I'm good with that. Phone bill, $85. Yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. 1.6 million a year. Was that like at least 100K per month? Something 100. Yeah. Sheesh. You know, there's a point where you make so much money that doesn't even make a difference anymore. I think once you make about 10,000 a month or 100K a year, you don't get any more happy. You may get a bit more financially secure, but you don't get any more happiness. That's why you guys gotta find something that you enjoy doing and you love doing.
Half a bagel with store-bought generic brand cream cheese is my favorite to do that. I refuse to spend money on two things. Number one, I think everyone knows, is coffee. I think it's absolutely ridiculous, the markup of coffee at Starbucks and Coffee Bean and a lot of those places out there, so I just make it at home for 20 cents. Also, designer clothing. Don't see the point in going and spending $700 on like Gucci shoes, so I end up saving about 99% of my income just because my income is so high and I keep my expenses so low, and most of the properties just kind of like pay for my living expenses, so anything else I make is really just seen as a bonus and I save and invest it.
Side note, college is a scam. No cap.
Reapplying to colleges, but it turned out to be a career I really loved. So I ended up living with my dad for the first few years. I moved out in my early 20s, and that was when I bought another property. The first property I bought was when I was 21 years old. It was a short sale for $59,500 in San Bernardino. It was a foreclosure that was being sold by the bank. And at the time, I had been saving up as a real estate agent, basically using all of my commissions, just putting it in a savings account. I bought that property in cash. It actually appraised and was refinanced for like $260,000.
Shit.
My investing strategy really hasn't changed since I was 21, and all of it has really just been about real estate. If anything, I'm just looking to buy more expensive real estate now that makes a little bit more money, but otherwise I've just kept doing the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. So we know him for.
And I had no idea that I can actually make any money doing this, so I started it really just with the intention of having fun. I'd always wanted to do it, but I also felt like, who would want to watch me? And I felt like I didn't have the personality for it, and I just felt like, you know, I should probably postpone it, but I just made a video one day, spur of the moment. It was a slow open house, and I just filmed with my iPhone, the selfie side, just talked about how I got started in real estate. And that was such a fun experience, and I remember that video getting like 9 or 10 views, and just being like, oh my god, like 9 people have seen this video. So I started making more videos, and once I started doing about 2 videos a week, the growth really just exploded, it seemed like. I would say 99.9% of the comments are so positive and so supportive. I absolutely love them, and it really feels like a sense of community. Then you get some funny ones. The negative comments, at this point, I'm so used to them. And after a while, I think I realized that it has more to do with them and their own problems that they portray onto you than it does about you.
Yeah.
So right now, probably like 85% of my income is affiliated with YouTube in some way or another, and then the remaining 15% is through real estate sales or real estate investments.
Savings.
So since I've always been self-employed, I've never had a formal like 401k, but I do have a SEP 401k. I've thrown some money in there at the end of the year, just if it's left over, just as a hedge. But then as far as savings are concerned, I always like to keep about $20,000 to $30,000 in one of my checking accounts, just to cover anything that could come up in the short term.
That emergency fund of $1,000 is a must-have. You just don't know what or whatever might come up, and just to have that safety blanket in place that you're constantly adding onto, phenomenal. I think 10% of your income every 2 weeks, every month or whatever it is just it's a good amount. 10% of whatever you're making, just throw it into the savings as a safety blanket. When your car breaks down, when something goes on at work, especially, you know, if you're not in Canada, you don't have free healthcare. I'm not laughing. I didn't laugh. Then, you know, things come up, kids break their legs, you never know. That safety blanket, emergency fund, must have.
expenses that come up. But other than that, all of my other money is spread out through several high-interest savings accounts.
Dollars and cents.
So coin collecting was actually something I really got into as a kid. For some reason, I found it really cool to collect like old American coins and paper money. And what I would do is go across the streets from where I would work to a bank, and the bank teller knew me, and she knew me because I would go in and always ask for like any old money that she would have. Some lady came in the bank and exchanged $200 of all just like perfect condition $10 bills from 1934. So some of these are worth up to $200 depending on the condition. Others are worth more like 40 to 50. So I wouldn't really consider these an investment. Like I think it's probably way better for me to put my money in the stock market than it is for me to get like, you know, old money and just keep it for a long time. But this is just a fun hobby. It's also from YouTube that I was really able to branch off into other aspects of this as well, in the sense that I was able to create 2 programs. One of them teaches people how to work as a real estate agent and build their career. The second program that I created was how to teach people to grow on YouTube. And both of those this year have probably done a little bit over $300 and something thousand in sales. And since it's all online, that's pretty much all profit. There's almost no overhead whatsoever with that.
Very much like it gives you a little jolt there.
So I bought my Tesla in April of 2019. You get so many rebates back for it. The financing is so cheap. Everything that went on with the car, I calculated that it was going to cost me $78 a month out of pocket net in the first year, not counting the opportunity cost of then having all the money left over that I could then go and reinvest. So I figured like the depreciation is going to be minimal. I'm going to get some really great tax write-offs from it. So it's going to almost be a free car. And I figured like, oh, you know, that's the video I'm going to make. Then that video ended up getting now almost 6 million views. I think the total cost of the car was everything. All out the door with taxes, all the options, everything was like 44 grand. So I ended up making money from getting the car.
Well, I think we only lost like 2 or 3.
That frugal couple shit, you can't have, yo. You gotta find a girl or a guy that matches, maybe not matches, but understands your view of money. If you're constantly saving and they're constantly spending, like, first of all, as a man, right? Let me talk to the fellas out there. Don't spend more than you want to on a girl, okay? If she's asking you, oh, can you buy this for me? Or if she's insinuating it, don't necessarily go out of your way to hurt your own financial status just to get it for her. This is the age-old adage. If you can't buy it twice, you can't afford it. If you cannot buy the item like multiple times, like at least twice, or maybe even 3 times, you can't afford it. Straight up. Anytime you're trying to buy something, think about it in that context.
Pasta noodles, so I think we did pretty good.
So I have an amazing girlfriend, and her and I share a lot of the same values in terms of saving and spending money, and I find it fun that she is just as frugal as I am. So we can have a great time trying to figure out like where is the best happy hour spot and like how we could save a little bit more money doing this. And she's the one too that's also very encouraging of like, we don't have to go out tonight to happy hour sushi. She doesn't sound like that, by the way, but she encourages me to like, you know, we could go cook food at home, or instead of going out to see a movie, we could just pop something on Netflix. So one of the things we actually do when we go out is we will end up just splitting a meal, because usually I'm not hungry enough to eat the entire thing myself, and neither is she. So we could basically get food for 2 by paying for 1. It's really cool to have someone in your life like that who I see as just being an equal on every single level with the same mindset.
I think we got the gist of it. Yo, don't live beyond your means. Account for every dollar. Like for myself, bro, that new iPhone shit, I love it when the new iPhone comes, because now I can upgrade from my iPhone 7 to the iPhone 8 at a cheaper price and get it. Where do I get it from? Not the Apple Store. I get it from Kijiji. Okay, here's a quick like pro tip. If you're gonna buy something from Kijiji, take the seller or take the person to the Apple Store and tell them, I'll meet you at the Apple Store so that I can verify the Apple product or the Apple iPhone. Then Apple will double check whether or not the phone is blacklisted. They'll check the battery life of the phone, and you'll get like a third-party perspective on whether the phone is quality or not. But yo, thank you for watching me watch something else. You know, it's funny how that works. But yo, God bless, much love, peace and joy. Namaste. Check out some other videos on my channel, link in the description and pin comment. And yeah, as always, if it doesn't feed you, don't water it. I'ma see y'all in the next video. Deuces.
I know you still looking at your life and you didn't think it'd end like this. I know you stay awake trying to make the mistakes that you made feel right. I know you